Hi guys, it's Monday, November 2nd. This year's just flying by. And as you recall, I'm just going through my record collections, pulling out things that I've come across and that might be of interest to you to give a listen to during this time of isolation and social distancing. And I came across a couple of albums I'd actually forgotten all about. And if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we looked at the music of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And I mentioned in the 90s there was a kind of a swing revival. One of the other bands was Cherry Poppin' Daddies. It had a big hit with Zoot Suit Riot and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And there was another band that was apparently very successful, although I really wasn't aware of them that much. A band out of North Carolina called the Squirrel Nut Zippers. Now, they have performed on Letterman. They've recorded a number of albums. Their music's actually been used in, I think it said 25 movies and TV shows. So I went through and took a look, and their music had been used on the Drew Carey Show, Sex and the City, and of course Dancing with the Stars. That's always looking for swing music. The two albums I had are actually in CD form. And I think this was the second one they put out, called Squirrel Nut Zippers Hot. And I'm just going to try and get that so you can see it. There you go, maybe with no reflection in it. And the big hit off this one was one called Hell, and they did really well with that. Now, for a swing revival band, it was not rehashing old swing tunes. It was actually a lot of original tunes written by two of the singers of the band, a fellow by the name of Jim Mathis and the other Tom Maxwell. Now, this was a little different than Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, which had the standard, saxophones, trombone, trumpets. Here they were using other instruments. I mean, often a lot of different horns. We got alto, baritone, saxophone, baritone, ukulele, banjo, violin. It had a whole different sound, but it was their version of a new swing. Their second album, or I guess it would be the third one, this was the second one I picked up, was one called Perennial Favorites. And there it is. And they had a couple of other songs that were, to me, very good. I don't know where they got airplay. Again, I'd seen them on Letterman. Songs like The Suits Are Picking Up the Bill, Fat Cap, Keep Getting Fatter, The Fascinating Thing, Low Down Man. Again, a lot of original tunes, but a very different style. Now, they went on hiatus. They started in the 90s with the other swing revival bands, and by 2000, they'd gone into hiatus. 2007, they came back and started touring and recording again. I think their latest recording they were out is one called Beast of Burgundy that was recorded in 2018. Now, they do have another one. I think it's in the works. I see they have something slated for a 2020 release. So they still are out there. They're recording, they're performing, they're bringing their music to the people. And if you've never heard of them, like I didn't, I was pleasantly surprised when I pulled it out. And again, I haven't listened to them in a long time. I just happened across them when I was going through my library here to see what we'd have for the next couple of weeks. And it was a real treat to pull this back out and give a listen to it, because I haven't heard it in a number of years. So if you haven't heard them, check them out. The music's on the streaming networks. They're on YouTube. Music's available. If you want to purchase it, always great to buy those CDs and that and put a little more money in the musicians' pockets. So the two I had and the two I really enjoyed were Hot and Perennial Favorites. Now, they had a number of personnel changes over the year. They weren't as static as what Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was, where you had continually the same players. A number of backgrounds or players have changed, but the music's still exciting and a lot of fun. And if you just want to spend an evening and have music that'll put a smile on your face, check them out. That's it for today. Squirrel Nut Zippers. We'll see you on Wednesday when it's Classic Rock. Thanks for stopping by.